The name of this story is Thunderroll the Dragon, Part 1. Misty was a 9-year-old girl who lived a long time ago in the time of dragons, in a village called Shadow Mist at the foot of Pinpoint Mountain. She lived with her mother and father and little brother in a village called Shadow Mist. They lived in a house that was made of stone that her parents had gathered and from their land and built the house before she was born. Misty loved to help her mother cook, and she would try out new recipes. People loved Misty's cooking. They would come to visit, hoping that they would get to eat one of her delicious meals. One day, Misty was drawing water from the stone well in her backyard when she heard two birds squawking, a blue jay and a crow. Blue Jay said, "We'd better fly out of here quick." And the crow said, "Yeah, Thunderroll is coming, and he'll burn us to a crisp if we don't." Misty put her bucket down and with curiosity asked, "Excuse me, Mr. Crow, but who is Thunderroll?" The blue jay rudely looked at the crow and said, "Look at here, a human that can understand our language." And he turned to Misty and asked, "How did you learn bird talk?" Misty answered, "I don't really know. I've always been able to understand what animals were saying. Please, Mr. Crow, tell me who Thunderroll is. He sounds very dangerous." Crow said, He is a dragon that flies and breathes fire, and he lives at the top of Pinpoint Mountain in a cave." And Blue Jay said, "Thunderroll is coming, and he has been asleep, and he has waked up, and he'll be hungry, and he'll go looking for food." And Misty asked, "What does he eat?" And Blue Jay said, "Anything he wants, but it's usually burnt, because he burns everything down and then eats what's left." That night, Misty asked her mother, "Did you know that there's a dragon that lives at the top of Pinpoint Mountain?" Her mother nodded. "Yes, before you were born, he burned the village down, and we helped the people who had lived in wooden houses to rebuild their houses." And Misty asked, "Why didn't they build their houses in stone like you and Papa did?" And her mother answered, "There wasn't enough stone to go around for everybody. We were lucky to find these stones on our land." Then Misty asked, "Why hasn't Thunderroll bothered us until now?" And her mother answered, "Because that's the way dragons are. They sleep for many years, then they wake up hungry, they fly around, burn things down, and eat what's left." The villagers know that it's time for Thunderroll to wake up, and they've been talking about how to protect our village. Misty said, "I have an idea. He probably hasn't ever eaten anything that wasn't burnt. We could cook him some delicious meals and take them to him, and he'll be so full of good food that he would just lay down and go back to sleep without burning things down. We could send him roast turkey and roast beef and vegetable casseroles and fruit and even cakes and pies. Misty's mother thought that was a wonderful idea. And she stated, and every family in Shadow Mist should prepare a meal to contribute to Thunder Roll's feast. However, she felt as though the trip up there might be too dangerous. Nevertheless, she agreed to present Misty's plan to the town council, who happened to be meeting the very next day. This is the end of Thunder Roll Part 1. Will the council agree to provide Thunder Roll with a wonderful feast? If so, who will carry all that food up the steep mountain and go on such a dangerous adventure? Will Thunder Roll listen to the visitor and not hurt them? Will he eat the food? And if he does, will that keep him from flying around burning everything down? Find out in Part 2 of Thunder Roll the Dragon.